History rarely announces itself with thunder. It arrives quietly, through small decisions, overlooked warnings, and the slow normalization of the unthinkable. In the 1930s, millions of German citizens did not choose tyranny, they drifted into it. And today, in the United States, echoes of that drift can be heard again. Germany's Weimar Republic was fragile, shaken by hyperinflation, political violence, and economic collapse. People were exhausted. They wanted order, predictability, and someone who promised to restore national pride. That desire made them vulnerable. Authoritarianism rarely begins with terror. It begins with relief, with the promise that someone strong will fix everything. Many Germans welcomed that promise. They didn't see the cost yet. In the United States today, economic anxiety and political polarization create similar openings. When people feel uncertain, they look for simple answers, and simple answers often come from those who demand unquestioning loyalty. In Germany, propaganda was not just messaging, it was an ecosystem. Radio, film, newspapers, posters, school books, public rituals, a total environment designed to shape perception. Most Germans did not feel coerced. They felt informed. They believed they were seeing the truth. That is the power of controlled information. Today's United States faces a different danger, not centralized propaganda, but fragmented realities. Millions of citizens live inside sealed information bubbles, each with its own facts, its own villains, its own heroes. When a nation cannot agree on what is real, it becomes easy to manipulate. In 1930s Germany, exclusion began quietly. A joke here, a rumor there, a law passed with little protest, a neighbor who suddenly seemed different. Each step small enough to ignore, each step making the next one easier. Most Germans were not violent, they were silent, and silence, repeated across a nation, becomes permission. In the United States, social hostility and dehumanizing language have become common. Not everywhere, not by everyone, but enough to shift the boundaries of what is acceptable, enough to make cruelty feel normal. The Holocaust did not begin with gas chambers. It began with paperwork, with forms, registries, permits, classifications. Ordinary clerks, teachers, police officers, and civil servants carried out extraordinary harm simply by doing their jobs. Most citizens never saw the worst. They didn't have to. The system handled it for them. In the United States, democratic institutions are under strain. Norms are bending, laws are being tested, and many citizens assume the system will protect itself. But systems do not defend democracy. People do. Ask historians what doomed the Weimar Republic, and many will give the same answer. Complacency, the belief that things would work out. That institutions were strong enough. That extremism was just noise. By the time the danger was undeniable, it was unstoppable. Today, millions of Americans feel overwhelmed by politics, exhausted, cynical, and cynicism is fertile soil for authoritarianism. When people stop caring, those who crave power step forward. This is not a story about Germans versus Americans. It is a story about human beings, about our tendency to adapt to whatever environment we live in, to normalize what we see every day, to avoid conflict, to protect our comfort. The mechanisms that led Germany into darkness are not unique to one nation or one era. They are universal, and they can reappear anywhere, including the United States, if citizens stop paying attention. Authoritarianism does not arrive with a dramatic crash. It arrives with a whisper, with a shrug, with the quiet belief that this is just how things are now. The danger is not a single leader, a single party, or a single moment. The danger is the slow erosion of truth, accountability, and shared reality. The danger is the belief that democracy can survive without active citizens. Germany's tragedy was not inevitable. It was the result of millions of small choices. Choices made by people who thought their actions didn't matter. But they did. They always do. The United States stands at a crossroads, not of fate, but of responsibility. The future will be shaped not by the loudest voices, but by the quiet decisions of ordinary people. History is watching, and is asking, will you defend what others once surrendered?